George talked yesterday about the formation of Jesus. Jesus was a man. Jesus was God, but he was a man who was formed spiritually. He was formed in the desert for 40 days before he was tempted by the devil. Where was he formed the 30 years before that? Now, let me ask you a question. If you were God the Father, and you were going to send your son, and he's going to live on earth for 33 years, would you invest 30 of it living in a home with your mother, taking care of your mother? 30 years. Taking the gospel to a nation that had never heard the good news. Do you want 100 eager, spirit-filled young seminary graduates? Or would you choose Moses? The point of that question is that when God inhabits a person, when God's hand is on a person, when that person is submitted to God, history's changed. And this has been God's pattern.
Or Abraham.
Abraham. Let me ask you a question. How many miracles did Abraham work? How many people did he convert? What marked Abraham's life was his relationship with God. Abraham lived before there was a Bible, but he lived before the Mosaic Law. He knew God's voice, and he obeyed God's voice. I think that there's a pattern of biblical precedence to receiving an anointing from God, and that is consecration. I am the Lord's and no longer reckon myself to be my own, but acknowledge that in everything his ownership and his authority. That is the attitude God delights in, and to maintain it is true consecration. I do not consecrate myself to be a missionary or a preacher. I consecrate myself to God, to do his will where I am, be it in school, office, or kitchen, or wherever he may in his wisdom send me.